Hey guys, welcome to my channel, Hairlicious. If you guys are new, please make sure to subscribe so that you guys are updated on my second hair transplant journey progress, as well as video topics covering current hair loss treatments in the pipeline. Visit my website at hairliciousy.com to purchase your microneedling devices and dermal rollers, both which are scientifically proven to stimulate hair growth, my low-level laser therapy cap, hair growth supplements, DHA blocking shampoo and serum, and a few other products for those who are suffering from hair loss. So in today's video, I wanted to share with you a Reddit post that I found on the subforum Tressless, which is actually a dedicated forum for those who are suffering from hair loss. This guy posted some pretty insane results as far as hair growth from using minoxidil, finasteride, and microneedling for the past 15 months. And I felt that this can actually help encourage those who are either thinking of starting this hair loss treatment regimen, or for those who are currently using similar treatment interventions and haven't seen any good growth yet. I will say that results will vary depending on each person, because some may or may not be good responders to finasteride and minoxidil and microneedling. But the current FDA-approved mainstream hair loss treatments are finasteride and minoxidil, and the majority of the people that are using it have at least slowed down further hair loss, as it blocks one of the root causes of androgenic alopecia, which is known to be DHD. Incorporating microneedling also in conjunction with minoxidil can also help induce growth factors that help stimulate new hair growth while prolonging the anagen phase of the hair cycle. So this 29-year-old guy from Reddit, he started off by stating that back in November of 2018, he noticed a lot of hair loss. And so he asked his parents to see if genetic hair loss actually ran in the family. Apparently, the parents responded by stating that hair loss did not run in the family, yet he was still balding. He started incorporating minoxidil foam version 2 times a day, and he started taking finasteride 1 mg daily starting last January 2019. He also claims to have started dermal rolling once a week for a month last April, and he also stated that he did all of the said regimen for a few months, and then for some reason he got lazy and started using minoxidil sporadically. He stopped dermal rolling, but he was still on finasteride. Around November 2019, he got serious again, and this is actually what happens to a lot of people who are trying out different hair loss treatment regimens. They start taking finasteride or minoxidil for a couple months, and when they don't see any noticeable results or gains that they expect, they just stop the treatment, or they're not consistent with it. And in the case of minoxidil especially, a lot of people start taking minoxidil for a short period of time, and then they just stop cold turkey and they experience acute increases in hair shedding, which frightens a lot of these people. But you do have to realize that this initial shedding phase causes the dormant hair follicles to shed so that they can make room for new hair and better growth in a few months' time. So it's very important for you guys to push through despite the initial shedding phase, because it is going to be temporary, and in time thicker hairs are going to grow, and it's also going to result in hair follicles that are going to stay in the anagen phase a lot longer. Anyway, he started getting serious again about his hair loss treatment regimen, and he was on minoxidil liquid 2 times a day. I'm not sure why he switched to liquid from foam. He also started using microneedling once a week at a needle length of 1.5 millimeters, which is actually recommended based on a lot of studies. Finasteride 1 milligram every day. He started using Nizoral 2% shampoo since his dandruff was out of control. He started noticing his hair thickening up, as well as darker hairs on his hairline. And he went to go visit his parents about a month ago, and one of the first things that his mom said was that he wasn't balding anymore and that his hair looked a lot darker and thicker. So let me share with you guys some photos that he posted online on his post. This photo here was from November 2018, and you can really see the severe extent of hair loss at such a young age. There's diffuse thinning all throughout his scalp, hairline recession, and the crown also looks to be pretty thin. Now, this is a frontal shot of his hairline that shows both temporal recession as well as recession on the temporal triangles. And then in January of 2019, you can still see a lot of thinning, and I don't think there was much improvement that can be visualized other than the fact that he grew out his hair a bit longer. You can still see, obvious diffuse thinning on the mid-scalp and the crown. This is a view of his mid-scalp and crown from July 2019, and like I said, not much change is seen. Now fast forward to April 2020, after nearly 15 months of treatment on minoxidil, finasteride, and microneedling, you guys can definitely see a tremendous improvement in terms of density to his mid-scalp. There is definitely a lot less scalp you can see, and great improvement in his hair growth. The hairline also looks a lot more fuller, and this last photo here shows some pretty good coverage. If you guys compare his before and after photo, you can clearly see the improvement to his hair quality, increased density on areas that were afflicted with hair loss and thinning previously. And like I said, the crazy thing about this treatment is that it's all from finasteride, minoxidil, and microneedling. He could have obviously had a hair transplant to restore density, but the fact that he was able to achieve something like this in terms of results just really reflects the efficacy of the treatments we currently have available. And because he was able to combine different treatments instead of just monotherapy, he was able to inhibit DHD with finasteride, prolong the anagen phase of the hair cycle with thicker and healthier hair from minoxidil, and induce growth factors with microneedling that helped him achieve to where he is today. And like I mentioned earlier, you know, results are going to vary from person to person because some may be just incredible responders like it was in this case, you know, for this guy to treatments, while others won't really see much difference and will look into hair transplants or other means to restore the density that they once had. I'm also assuming that he did not have any side effects from either finasteride or minoxidil since he didn't mention anything in his post, and given that he was on his regimen for nearly 15 months, it's unlikely he had any sides unless he probably would have said something. You know, any hair loss treatments we currently have available, it has to be a lifetime commitment. You can't just take it whenever you feel like taking it, or, you know, only for a shorter period of time, because you really need to be consistent with these treatments and be committed in order to keep hair loss to a minimum. And even with a hair transplant, like it was in my case, you are advised to still be on hair loss medication before and after to prevent and slow down further hair loss, especially in the native areas that are still going to be prone to DHT. Genetic hair loss is a lifetime problem for men as it is very progressive by its very own nature. And unless we have a cure for hair loss, you know, through stem cell multiplication or by other means, we need to be diligent with our hair loss treatment until there is something better to replace it with. So that's all I have for today, guys. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe and stay tuned for more videos on hair loss topics. I'll also be putting the link for the Reddit post in the description box below. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Take care.